Overwhelmed. You know, I've seen people say, I'm running around, I'm overwhelmed. I've seen this most when we have women's conferences in this church. They are overwhelmed. In comparing with men's conferences, I know our conferences are smaller. But you can see that in most cases, the date is there on the calendar. But it's like they only remember a month before the conference, and then they start running and they get overwhelmed. But if you prepare yourself way ahead of time, you are not going to be overwhelmed. Okay? Because you know, have you seen abantu in our families when there's a wedding? You'll find these women walking barefoot, and then we all say, uyasebenza. Why do you overwhelm yourself? Plan ahead of time. Prepare yourself. You know, relax. We don't have to fight because things are not in order. But if things are in order and you know what is supposed to do, if there are deviations, you are able to sort out the deviation. You are not sorting out the entire plan. Now, there are a few things I want to share with you. Then we are going to go home on this beautiful cold morning. Be on a guard when the devil tries to tempt you. Okay, so if you prepare yourself, knowing that there is a devil out there, we must never underestimate the power of evil. If you do that, you are doing that to your own detriment. And we should never also overestimate the power of evil. In other words, we should know who we are fighting against. We should know and be alert. Now, in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, he says, stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember that your Christian brothers and sisters all over the world are going through the same kind of suffering you are in. Now, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means when you are going through temptation and you have prepared yourself that this journey is not going to be a smooth journey. This is not going to be a flat terrain. This terrain has mountains and this terrain has valleys. So you will know that when you come to a valley, you decide, I'm going down the valley. And going down, it means I need to ascend and go out of the valley. I'm not going to remain in the valley for the rest of my life. There are mountains God will not move, but he will give you strength to surmount them, to climb them. So life is about challenges, ladies and gentlemen. We are where we are today because of the problems we have encountered. And those problems, they have a legacy. And the legacy might be a positive legacy or a negative legacy. COVID was a devastating thing, but it has left a legacy. In some companies, it has brought a good legacy. I mean, we are able to have proper meetings through Zoom, through Microsoft Teams, and other platforms. Those platforms were there before COVID. But what COVID did, it actually brought them to a level where we accept. A lot of people wouldn't attend church online. But today, we are able to have proper prayer meetings every morning, every weekday, online because of COVID. So it's a legacy that came from a problem. Amen. So we shouldn't look at problems as something that comes to devastate us. But it depends how you receive the problem. Because problems are there to be solved, ladies and gentlemen. You are not going to go to the next grade unless you have solved the problem of the previous grade. So change how you see problems. Your attitude towards problems needs to be different. Amen.